All resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. With flipping ain't easy by your side.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year to everyone out there. Happy 2026. And for those of you guys who have been with us, welcome to another year. And those of you who are new to the channel, I'm John. This is Jenna. We run our own full-time reselling business, and we just simply come here every Monday and Friday on the live and talk to you guys. We also do videos once in a while. I'll be ramping up doing more videos here. Meant to get some videos out this last week, but we've been sick and we're actually feeling better now. At least I am. I know you're feeling okay. So the grind starts now, guys. The grind starts now. And it's not one of those things where it's like, okay, well, you know, New Year's was on Wednesday, so let's just push it off over the weekend and let's start on Monday. No procrastinating. Let's start now. I mean, I guess you could have said we could have started yesterday, and we did do some listing yesterday, but to me, the focus was went and got a new batch of stuff to list, got home, and that took a couple hours out of my day, just doing all the rounds, and got home and got to work, man. And guess what? Listed more today than I probably have on a per day basis than I have, say, in the last couple weeks. I mean, that's not saying a whole lot because of all the distractions and not feeling well and stuff, but it's a good start to the year. And I can only say that I wish the sales were cooperating a little bit. The sales aren't so great right now, but I think, at least with what we sell, the first week of the year has always been kind of slow, right? So we had a good New Year's Eve, had about $700 in sales between both accounts. It's a great way to finish off the year. But yeah, the first yesterday and today, not so great. So just wanted to, you know, put that out there. As far as getting this ball rolling in 2026, I have a plan. It's about being more accountable to myself, maybe indirectly through you guys, being accountable to you guys, because, you know, I am telling you guys, you know, 2026, we need to figure out what it is, have a plan of action to get to our goals. What do you want to achieve in 2026? And to me, it's getting out of my own way. Stop being my own distraction at times. Stop allowing things to distract me. And I mean, I'm going to take it on a day-by-day basis. Today went well. And today isn't over yet either. So considering we're doing the live, we're probably going to drop in on Beard's Live tonight. You know, that's time that I could put towards my stores, but you got to account for the things that you have going on outside of reselling. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And programming note, I've been working on a new outro for the channel for the live. Not there yet, so you'll have to put up with at least another live with last year's outro. So I know a lot of people just tune off when the thing's over with anyway, but trying to make something a little different and not as, we had some people complain, hey, you know, the music can be unsettling, you know, that type of thing when they're trying to work and they're waiting for the next video on YouTube to load. I get it, but you know, it's just one of those things where time is something that I have to manage better, and it's not on the top of my list as far as putting out an outro. Getting the business done is the first thing, and then making sure I'm here with you guys on Mondays and Fridays with whatever outro we have. So
I gotta take that Christmas tree down.
Oh yeah, I know.
I forgot.
That's another thing. This weekend, I got to go and take the lights down. Got to take the 12-foot tree down and the 1-foot tree down. How many of you guys leave the tree up this late? I mean, do you guys leave it up well beyond Christmas? Hopefully you don't leave it up past January.
We have before.
Have we?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No, I don't remember that.
Not last year, but the year before when I did put a tree up, it was up till February.
No. That ain't happening. That's coming down this weekend.
Yeah, it is.
So, we have In It to Flip It's with us. Nice to see you.
You were first?
You can do it.
All right.
You can do it!
That's right. Andy Reno is second, and
Yeah.
Thomas S is. I'm at New York City Transit auction in the city, buying over 200 retired signs and old Metro cards. Won't be home till after midnight. Have a great live. Happy New Year, everyone. So
Happy New Year, Thomas.
look. I don't mind you guys missing the lives. When you're focused on getting the work done, that takes precedence over this show. I don't care who you are.
Oh.
I mean, we'd love to have you guys here. But speaking of people being here, we have our postal worker here. Saw Kevin's show today, his video he posted today, talking about on the, I believe it's the 18th of January. We know that there is the rate increase, and he was talking about how this year the rate increase is, usually in the past it's like, okay, whatever holiday rates that were rolled out, eBay would then just treat that as the new rate increase. That temporary increase becomes the permanent increase in January. But apparently, and I haven't vetted this information, so I'll just trust that he's accurate on this, that the rates that were thrown in our lap with the additional rates for priority mail and Grand Advantage and first class, well, that is now permanent. And then on the 18th, they're going to give us a rate increase on top of that, like what, 5-6%, whatever it is. So it's a little bit different type of rate increase that we're used to seeing in January. And again, every time this rate increase business comes up, you've got to do one of two things. You either have to, you're offering free shipping, you have to make sure that you are building enough money into that price so that you are not hurting your margins. So if you're into an item for $5, you're selling it for 30, and that it used to cost 5, but now it costs 7. So are you going to sell it for 32 with free shipping? Now some would do it that way. Now you got to be careful, because usually there's a range when you're dealing with the market. So an item may have sold before for 25. It may have sold as high as 35, and you're right in the middle at 30. And the higher you get up in that range, the less attractive your item is to a buyer. Now, what I do is most of the time, most of our items are calculated shipping, and sometimes even calculated on first class. And so that same item that would sell for $30 on average, right? I have it listed for about 20, and I'm probably not into it for 5. Probably into that for only $1, which that's the immediate help you can give yourself to help do the other things that you want to do in your business. Now, some might argue in that same scenario, well, you might have only spent $1 for that item, but after you're done promoting and doing all the things, that your cost of goods are relatively the same as mine, and that's fair versus someone who doesn't promote. The other way to do it is to do like I do, or many people do, and that is bring your price down a little bit, right, to where you're still making the same margin before shipping, and then have your shipping added later. Now we know that eBay charges their fees on everything, the price of the item plus the shipping. But if you kind of sit back and try to figure in, maybe just your item costs $5 to ship. So maybe instead of running it at 30, you run it at 24 plus shipping, and see how that works. With all the fees, it'll be about the same, but you got to figure in how that's going to affect your business. I would not say that it's going to. One thing I saw in the video that he put out, he said a lot of people going to leave. I don't see a lot of people leaving over this change. I see people having to do more work, more sales to make the same amount of money. Even if it's at, we're talking a few percentage points. Oh, is that a return?
Yeah.
I gotta love it. Happy New Year. All right, start off the year right.
It'd be a normal day if there wasn't returns.
I know. So, want to know what you guys think about that. I wouldn't allow, shipping fees to discourage you, because you got to keep in mind that all sellers are in the same boat when it comes to the increased fees. It isn't like, only certain sellers are getting affected by these fee increases. It's affecting every seller that uses USPS, and most sellers use USPS. I haven't heard of any FedEx or UPS increases, but our job as sellers is to really try to figure out, it's part of the puzzle. How do you get in there and find a way to lower your cost of goods? How do you lower your shipping supplies? By the way, check out Jaden's if you want the lowest price bubble mailers and poly mailers. How do you lower your shipping costs, right? And these are all things that over a course of a year, if you're not managing properly, you could be giving out way too much money. Now, you can also add how much, what was that? How much are you actually paying in fees is probably another part of that equation, right? So it's our jobs to manage that. So that might be a goal of yours in 2026. How are you going to better manage the costs that you're putting into your business so that you can make more money when you do make a sale? So that's maybe something else to talk about as well. Duncan says 10th, terrific sales here. December was a record month and looks like January will be too. Happy birthday, Jenna. Again, KFC for you.
For nobody.
You can do it!
I do have to say, and I want to bring this up. Normally I have the keyboard here with me. I do have to say, Thomas S. did put something out that was quite funny. And I don't know if I'll be able to find it here, but you already know what it is there, Duncan. But I thought it was perfect. I wanted to show it on the live, and I just didn't get it queued up before the live. So I apologize for that. Maybe I can get it for us here in a second. Is it off topic? I think it was. No, it's not. I'll figure it out. I'll find it. Duncan, though, he says, you can't do it.
You can do it!
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. Mike Mecco, nice to see you, Mike. Happy New Year. Hi, John and Jenna and FAE family. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you. And Duncan says, Happy New Year 2026. Good sales to all. Now, this is what I wanted to show. Duncan.
What in the heck is that?
So here is some fried chicken flavored, KFC flavored toothpaste. And apparently it's on eBay. So there you go, Duncan. You can feel, your mouth can feel greasy all day with the flavor of KFC toothpaste.
Oh, Hi Smile is like a teeth whitening brand.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just, yeah.
That's
I
weird.
can't do it. Derek W. Pat says, hello, fam. Hope everyone's year is starting out well. Nice to see you, Derek. Jovial Juggler says, Happy New Year, FA fam. I hope everyone brought in the new year with a bang. Anyone watch the Rose Parade?
I didn't watch it this year.
I didn't watch it. I haven't seen the Rose Parade since I slept on the street the night before the Rose Parade.
We did that one year too.
This is many years ago.
Very little.
When I was a teenager running around with my friends, which we probably shouldn't have been, but running around and let's go ahead and let's crash a couple parties the night before, and let's crash literally with a sleeping bag on the street and be woken up by people that are walking around trying to jostle for a spot. And of course, we stayed for maybe a half an hour of it, and we're like, okay, we're tired, and let's get the hell out of here.
I don't know how you remember any of that.
Yeah, well, you remember all the stupid things you do.
I remember laying on the sidewalk in a sleeping bag, and my dad trying to make a fire with some boxes or something. I don't know.
With the cat?
No,
Oh, okay. Copper Cat. Speaking of cats, here's to a healthy and prosperous 2026.
Yes.
Pork Chop 8355 says, hello, I got my YouTube year in review, and it said I watched your channel the most. Wishing you both good health, happiness, and a very successful 2026.
Thank you so much. We wish the same for you.
Well, hopefully you watching this channel is not causing you some productivity issues, but if it's not, then hang on. I'm gonna put out content. My plan and my goal
I feel like
is
you haven't made a video in a long time.
I haven't made a video in a couple weeks because of the distractions and because of the getting sick.
Yeah,
last
December
Saturday.
is a very busy month for us personally, just because of everything that goes on here in Vegas and people coming and going and conventions and NFR and all the things. It's just how December is.
By the way, if you're not on the Discord, I mean, doesn't cost anything. It's a great place to go, between shows. You want to talk to a lot of the folks that are in the chat right now. And people post their, their messages in here and some of the things that they want to show off and talk about. We have eBay, we've got eBay news, we've got Vinted, Etsy, Depop, YouTube stuff. You want to help identifying. We don't want that.
We don't condone that.
That's not our thing. We got cross listing. You got all kinds of stuff. Mental health talks. I mean, just all kinds of discussions.
You look at Michael's new tattoo.
And is that Michael's new tattoo?
Yeah.
There you go.
It's pretty sick.
All right. So doesn't cost anything, guys. It's on Discord. It's flippin' ain't easy, same as the channel here. And thanks to Pitco, of course, for setting it up in the first place. But we even have discussions about like meeting plans and different meetups. Mike will post stuff on there too. So make sure you sign up, come and say hi, and I try to drop in and be a part of the chat when I can. But it's one of those things where you can get so engrossed in these conversations that it can kind of disrupt your productivity. So it's one of those things where I'm not quite always on as much as I'd like to be, but I'd like for you guys to come and join us if you can.
Yeah, if you tag me, if you and then my name, I am more likely to see it. And if it's for something that John needs to take a look at, or you guys are confused about something or have a question, if you tag me, I can go and show him and he will respond.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I get it once in a while. It pops up on my phone.
The notifications get really overwhelming, not only just with Discord, but all of the other things that we have notifications for. And so if you just tag me, then I will respond. But if usually if there's a conversation going on that I'm not a part of, I can see the messages pop up, but if I'm not included in it, then I usually don't.
And as far as notifications are concerned, I have an iPhone 16, and for whatever reason, and maybe somebody out there can help me with this, but for whatever reason, I don't get my notifications until I pick up my phone, and then I log in, and then everything just starts. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I should have had that notification a half an hour ago, but because I didn't have my phone open in front of me, I didn't. So I'd like to get my notifications like when they happen, even when I don't have a phone.
We got to do something to fix that.
Because it's like not acting right. So maybe there's something I have set up wrong or something.
Well, also too, your location is not on either.
It's not?
No, when I pull you...
Because she likes to follow me around so she can know where I'm at all times.
When I pull this list up, normally you're on the bottom. You're on the top. But yours is right here.
Oh, locating.
And it's been doing that for weeks.
Ah, no location found.
Because when you went to go play poker with Jonathan, shut your mouth. When you went to go play with C, it says no location found. Yep. So we need to fix it.
Uh-oh. Because she has me on lockdown.
No, I don't. I just, sometimes need to know where you are.
Brenda Smith says, happy 2026, everyone. My first sale of the year was $200.
Yes!
Looking for a great year. There you go.
That's a great way to start.
Keith says, happy new year to all the FAE crew. Let's make this the best year yet. Yes. And maybe that's making a change. Maybe it's time for you to leave eBay and do something different. Maybe it's time to cross list. We kind of haven't talked a whole lot and done any real deep dives into cross listing and the benefits of cross listing. But it's still a very real thing. There's people right now that say they make more money in Poshmark than they do on eBay. There's some that say they've made more on Mercari than they have on eBay. But why not? Why limit yourself to any of those platforms and get your items on all of them? And the way it works with cross listing, you can either even create a new listing on TreeCat and it'll push it out to all three platforms at once.
That's a great idea.
What's that?
Teresa from Grams and Pops Vintage says every Discord member gets one free guest appearance on PPP.
Huh? What do you mean?
Do you not understand?
Well, they can appear in the chat. I every Discord member gets one free guest appearance on PPP.
Yeah.
That's not going to fly with with the guys.
We could do it on our channel.
You know, it's
We could do something like that.
I mean, anybody wants to come on. See, here's the problem. Here's the problem with guests on the live on this channel. We have it set up with OBS Studio, and out of the box, there's not a way really to do guests. You have to go in and find this website called OBS Ninja, and then you're not even really like you're on. You're on. You have a live feed, but then we have to tweak it in a way so you're on the screen. It's a pain in the butt, and that's why I really haven't tried to entertain a lot of guests lately. I know we were talking about maybe having like Liz Morton on, and I suppose we can use StreamYard while we still have it, but yeah, that's just another conversation altogether. But as far as PPP, you know, we're not doing lives there either. We're doing pre-recorded stuff. So
we could work on something to have people on.
But Keith says, Happy New Year, John and Jenna. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Todd is already tired of the grind in 2026.
Oh yeah, it's been exhausting.
Callie Debs says, Happy 2026, everyone.
Happy 2026. Oh my God, can you even, like, saying 2030? Does that sound weird to you? It sounds so
It all
bizarre
sounds weird
to me.
I'm not sure if I was supposed to make it this far, but I'm here. Joe Samard says, Happy New Year, John and Jenna and all the other folks that are here. Nice to see you.
Happy New Year, Joe.
Michael Mullet says, My dudes, hope your New Year is going fantastic. Keith says, so if my employee is going to be listing stuff on eBay, does that make me a reseller again or a reseller boss?
You're a reseller boss.
That's a boss. I mean,
you're a boss.
You're a boss anyway. Boss of your own, even if you're the only employee, sometimes you have the lazy you over here on this shoulder and the boss you on the right shoulder. And you have to get the boss to calm down the lazy guy who just wants to sit on the couch and watch TV or do whatever that is, right? Have you seen that Apple commercial? The odd one where the guy's running, he's doing his running, has his earbuds in, and he's just running. And there's a lazy boy chair like following him.
No.
And he's constantly running away. That's keeping him motivated from being lazy, because that's what you have, that perpetual chair chasing you. And it's so easy to say, and I catch myself thinking this all the time, like, man, I had a pretty good day. We still have a little bit of time left. Let's call it a day. This is 2025, John, right? And I would find myself saying, you know what? You did a good job. You did a good job today. I'm going to go and just chill out or do whatever I want to do, right? And it feels good. You accomplished what you wanted to accomplish. You left a little bit of time left. But to me, 2026, if I find myself at 3 p.m. doing that, and my thought was I want to work until 5 or 6, it's time to work until 5 or 6. I don't care how I want to just relax.
The fact that you do need to close shop at a decent hour, that we are going to make that happen.
Oh yeah, but I can tell you, if you think back to where, like, let's go back 3-4 years ago. Let's go back to when we first moved to Vegas. I was in that office from the time I woke up until midnight. Mm-hmm. And the only time I would ever come down is to come make lunch or something and make dinner. That's it. I would be working the entire time. And I didn't mind it. It's not like I'm pushing myself to do something I absolutely hate to do. It's like working for someone who doesn't care about you, kind of pushing. I'm not pushing myself to do that kind of thing. So when you own your own business or you are in control of your own success, you tend not to care as much. You don't look at the clock as much, and time goes by a lot faster. But if you compare now with what I used to be, mm-hmm. It's a lot better, right?
Yeah.
I mean, heck, we watch shows.
There are days, yeah, but that's been recently.
Of course.
That's because the holidays have been here.
I don't think it has anything to do with the holidays. I think it's simply that I am toning it back a little bit, making it work. We got Shopping with Cheryl. Nice to see you shopping with Cheryl. Kevin Hawthorne from Lake. I think he's in Lakeland. Nice to see you, buddy. Let's see, little sidebar convo. Snoopy Collector's with us.
Hello, Snoopy Collector.
And then Andy Reno, let's go FAA family. Get ahead of it. Yes. Long as it didn't interfere with the main duties.
You gotta read.
Yeah,
If
okay.
you're gonna read,
Well,
pick out one
but
comment
I don't know
from
if that's
a
meant for me
sidebar
because
then.
it's not added at anyone, so I think it's meant for me. We got Archie says happy 2026.
Archie.
That's an odd
Happy
one.
New Year,
Archie hanging out with us on the live. What's going on?
Did you notice he changed his he made a new little thing. See it?
Yeah, I saw that. He actually ran it by me and asked me what I thought.
Oh, so you approved it.
I said, well, that's kind of cool.
This is Archie's boss right here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got Lisa Duray. Nice to see you.
Hello, Lisa.
And
Jackie.
my this chat keeps going crazy on me. Jackie Bleckner's with us.
Hello,
Nice
Jackie.
to see you. JRKR Jen is with us.
Jen.
And
Teresa.
Grams is with us. Good evening, ladies and gents. Graham in Vegas says, hey folks, just listening while I make rounds, picking up my items to sell. I'm on time today, so John isn't going to be a chipmunk. That's going to be kind of odd.
Yeah.
Curious if you make the same kind of rounds that I make there, Graham. Christopher Nutter says, I'm not going to watch the live. Sorry, I got too much going on. Happy New Year's. That's all right.
Happy New Year, Chris.
You can always be part of the replay crew.
Yeah.
There's a lot of folks that make a point to watch the replay, and I appreciate that as well. David Pitland from Scotland is with us. Evening all. And only 357 days until Christmas. I don't think that's right. Oh, yeah, it might be. Is that right? It might be right. I'll take your word.
Right to
I'll
me.
take your word for it.
Cheryl, I think you did your math right.
KC New York says Happy New Year, everyone. Nice to see you, Casey, New York.
Yeah.
In it to flip it says sales are bad the last 2 days, even on Etsy and Posh.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lull for at least another week or so.
Yeah, it's historically been that way with us. And I think you've said, no, that's not true. But I'm telling you, for us, it's been like the first week of the year is kind of just
2
questionable.
weeks, like it doesn't kick in, like our sales don't like go back to normal till for like 2 weeks into January.
And for me, I think it's tied into a lot of and I'm starting to realize this, it's tied into what I'm able to source in that time frame. And so a week or two beyond that is affected. So right now, I mean, the stuff is kind of just waiting for a lot of the liquidation to come in from the holidays. So that's probably going to take effect here anywhere between the middle part of January to the first few months of the year. So I'm looking forward to that. Flip It Good says Happy New Year. Nice to see you.
Happy New Year.
Glenn Cameron says Happy New Year.
Happy Moo Year from
Moo Year?
happy
A
meow,
Moo Year.
meow.
Meow. That's
years.
not meow. That's moo. Happy
Meow.
Moo Year says
Meow.
Basket Noodle.
Meow years.
And they leave their tree up all year.
Oh no.
Andy said they got
I was going to do that, but do you understand what the cost would be to decorate it for each different holiday? That would be atrocious.
There's a big time poker player, professional poker player, very popular guy named Daniel Negreanu. They actually keep their tree up all year round. It's just weird.
But do they decorate it for different?
I don't know. I mean, they had it decorated,
holidays?
but it's like very strange.
I think it would be fun. I would love to do that, but right now, not with a 12-foot tree. Like we said, this tree is going to our amazing mailman. He said if we were going to get rid of it, that he would love to have it.
And she's hell bent on getting rid of it for some reason, but
It's 12 feet tall. I can't do it by myself anymore. It's too much.
well, we worked it out this year, right?
Yeah, we did. But
Yes.
we didn't decorate it.
I know. That's more fun for
We
you.
didn't put all the
We have
lights.
step ladders for a reason.
We didn't do all the lights that had
But
to
you
be
enjoy that
replaced.
kind of thing, right?
We didn't do all of it.
But you enjoy that, don't you?
I do.
You act like it's a burden, but it's really
a
not.
lot of work.
So is eBay. which is what I was doing while you were doing that.
Anyway.
Andy says, I got a rude awakening in 2026. I looked
Uh-oh.
at my ended items and there was 210 there.
Oh my.
Yeah. Be careful, guys. I'm still seeing that bug where, you know, you sell an item that you have multi-quantity on and it likes to say you only have one left. So,
or the item has sold last week or some other time and it's all of a sudden reappears in your solds and now you have to ship it.
Yeah, or it reappears in your inventory, which it sells again.
Well,
so.
and
eBay will deny it's them. They'll say it's you. You know, I still don't know how that works, but okay. Keith says, hey, John, that heavy music at the end of the show, I'm really sorry to tell you, but it rocks. I mean, there's a number of folks, though, that I guess they don't really watch the live. They like to put my show. They listen to my show, and they will so they'll listen to it, and then they have it on auto. The way YouTube works, I have it turned off in my garage where it goes to the next video automatically based on what it thinks you like, based on your watching habits. And so they're used to like working and just having it select the next program for them, and they don't have to go in and turn it off. Well, I guess for some, like the heavy metal is a little bit too much or whatever.
It's a bit too much for me. So those people I can relate to. But I'm not a metal gal.
I am seriously trying to find something to still. I want to be able to have some type of outro to say, oh, you know, look, thank you to the members. It just doesn't
need to be so long.
It doesn't have to be so long, but you know, when you're talking about just an actual dedicated song, sometimes they are 3-4 minutes.
No, you don't need to use the whole thing.
We're going to do something similar, so we'll see. Shopping with Cheryl says, I didn't put up a tree, so it's easy to take down.
Yeah, that would be the solution.
JRK says, I don't put up the tree until about December 10th, so it stays up for a few days yet.
Yeah, mine went up November 1st.
Yeah.
Because it has to. I mean, it takes me 2 weeks to decorate it.
Andy Reno says, I must have clicked hold instead of selected. Luckily not gone, so consider nuclear reset.
Oh.
Nothing wrong with a nuclear reset, by the way. That's one, if you're dealing with slower sales than normal, like something seems off, I would consider a nuclear reset if that's what's happening. Into to Flip It says, I was just reading on our local fire department's Facebook page. Most of the fires happen after Christmas with those real trees.
They do.
That's why I'll never own a real tree.
Yeah.
Andy says, don't be like me. Pay attention to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yes. Sometimes we can get into autopilot and start doing the things that we normally do. There's one time about, say, 3 months ago, I was doing my end item sell similar, and I went in and I went through the oldest 10%. I ended those, and then I got distracted. I wasn't quite done with the process, so I came back and I had assumed that I was in the ended folder, and I clicked on all and I did relist, and it just was all screwed up. So I just ended up doing a nuclear reset. Power Corrupt says, this is getting expensive for us.
Well, it does cost money to run a business.
Yes.
So you have to take that into account.
But everyone else you're competing with is also having to deal with more fees, more, paying more for their supplies, paying more for their shipping. And I think it's up to each and every one of us to figure out ways to minimize that. Do you really need 6 or 7 different size poly mailers? Can you make use of the smaller ones? Can you repurpose boxes? USPS gave us a gift last year. I think some people are still kind of on the fence of using the free boxes and the free poly mailers, free bubble mailers. Why not use it? It's going to help offset these increases. I think that's what USPS is doing. They know that they've provided us all these boxes and poly mailers and bubble mailers for free. All you got to do is order it, and they've got to pay for that somehow. It's makes me think of, and that's probably why he told us this every day when we came into class. My economics teacher, he always said when we first walked into class, there's no free lunch. Someone's got to pay for it. This doesn't grow off of a tree. Dark Horse says, are you solo tonight, John?
No, I was just getting the door for the mailman.
Not solo. Anna DeFlippin says, John, please address the USPS change regarding acceptance scans. I'm glad you said that. Seems political change is going to hit us unless eBay does something. So I was talking to my carrier, was it 2 days ago? And he's like, hey, I just want to let you know that, your stuff may not always get scanned if you go drop it off at the post office until like maybe when it gets sent down the line somewhere. And he's like, I know for a fact this is for first class letters and parcels. Got a sale.
Got
Awesome.
a sale.
So, and I'm like, well, wait, what about the packages that you pick up? He's like, well, I scan them every time.
He scans them right away.
So I'm like, well, what about like if your backup comes? And he's like, well, they're going to put them in the bin. Like if you go and put them in the bin, it'll get scanned when it leaves our facility, but it could be in like not until like 2 a.m. Which means
that's not acceptable.
Which means now I'm going to roll with it and see, because remember, the two things have to happen for it to be a late. It has to be a late scan, a late acceptance scan. That means the first scan from USPS. And if that package does not arrive within the promised window when that package to the buyer, it's usually a couple day, 2-3 day window. If that package arrives after that, then if both things happen, then it's now a ding on your lates. And so you don't want to be any more than, I believe, 3% or lower on your lates. So maybe that means you set an extra day of handling if that's a problem for you. To give but see, here's the problem. If you're sending a first class package and it doesn't get scanned until halfway across the country, because I've seen that happen before, and that's like 3 days into the trip. Well, setting a extra day is not going to be all that helpful. So this is where eBay needs to come in and understand that whatever USPS is changing here, and they have to actually change their policy a little bit, or maybe on their own widen that range of dates that they're promising the buyer. I don't know. That's all I know about it. If there's any more information you want to add to that, please do. Dark Horse says, yes, something's got to give on shipping. Derek W. Pat says, sales have been good for me this week. One every day since Monday. There you go.
Nice.
Jody Triple J Resellers. Happy New Year, John, Jen, and FA family. I'm mostly listening while I work on shipping. Have a somewhat delicate one to package, so getting a head start. There you go.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to start maybe the night before. Like the last thing I do before I shut all the lights off is go in and pick all the things that have sold that day and then just have it out there. Because when I find that one-off situation where it's like, okay, this is a pain in the ass, I can't find it. I had one that wasn't marked. Then I have to, spend extra time. And that extra time was cutting into my time to go and do my runs. I could have probably got even more stuff done if I didn't have that snafu today. Baskin says eBay has no political clout, actually more liability than clout. I think there's some political side to every company. I think eBay has a little bit of a political agenda. I think they do, but sometimes they just don't come out and say it. Underscore says, howdy, John, Jen, and FA chat family. Nice to see you. Devon says, Merry New Year.
Merry New Year.
Shopping with Cheryl says, I talked to my post office and they said mail is still backed up because the big mail depots can't get workers or ones that will actually work. I think this is the way our generations are wired now. I mean, people don't want to work. I can tell you, like, the reason why I do reselling is not because I don't want to work. I don't mind putting the work into my business. I think there's some people that do believe that it is an easier way to make a living than working a 9-to-5. And there's people that do reselling because they just don't want to work. I don't know too many of those people, but there are people like that out there. Let's see. Basket says USPS has made a promise to Congress and the American people to be profitable by 2011.
2011.
Yeah, 2011. They're a little early, I think.
2011.
Yeah, they're a little early, I think.
Early?
Yeah.
Do you know what year it is?
They're early. Yeah.
Early?
Yeah. Todd says free returns is going to hurt more than with with shipping increases. I do free returns on a lot of my items on the main. It seems that it's increased my returns, which is not fun. I haven't considered going back, but a lot of the items we sell a lot of auto parts, so we have to offer free returns on those. I don't know. Look, I think if you offer free shipping, that is going to be problematic if you do not know how to properly adjust your item and stay within the market. So if we're not careful, sometimes we can add, a few bucks to our item to cover costs and stuff, but then the item's no longer attractive to someone who bought it, bought that item for 30 last time, and they, why do they have to pay 33 now? Fashion says, I'm happy to say I got a sale on New Year's Day.
Yay!
There you go. And you can get a sale today. All you got to do is hit the like button, costs you nothing, and you're going to get a sale in the next 24 hours. I mean, provided you have items listed on your store. I mean, if you have 5 items in your store, it may not work. Flipping from the trailer says, hey, John and Jenna, Happy New Year's, everyone. Nice to see you.
Happy New Year.
Returns, yes. Dark Horse says, this is a time in business where being creative wins the year. Well, you can apply that thought. Being creative can win the year if you're creating, you're using that creativity to come up with a plan of action that maybe allows you to be more efficient in some way. Could be how you ship. It could be how you source. It could be how you list. Could be a lot of things. And I have been really creative over the last few months in helping me speed up my shipping, not my shipping, but my listing, because that is how I list is the difference between hitting my goals and not hitting my goal. And so that's very important to me this year. Big Dre says, hello, John, Jenna, and chat. I'm doing the mandatory overtime grind right now and again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, keep focused. It'll end soon at some point.
Hopefully.
Let's see. Dark Horse, that's a huge rate increase. And Tommy Z says, thank you for the live. My favorite reselling company.
Increase was?
I think it's like 5 to 6%. Someone needs to correct that. I mean, I think that's kind of what Kevin was talking about, 5 to 6%. But normally the holiday fees just get extended over to being permanent increases, right? But instead, they're keeping the temporary holiday fees, and they're adding 5 to 6% onto that. So
wow,
it's just what it is. Tommy Z says, Jenna may love the KFC coleslaw.
I don't like coleslaw.
I don't know. I don't know. Coleslaw just, yeah.
I had a recipe for coleslaw back when I lived in Oregon for a very short period of time. A friend of mine's mom gave me a recipe for a coleslaw that was so good, but now I don't remember what it was.
Travis in Dallas says, I definitely see people living because not everyone sells $75 items that people don't mind $15 or $20 shipping. Only Amazon will be able to sell cheap stuff. Yeah. And that might be what gets affected here more than anything else. Something that would normally sell for 10 on Amazon and you're selling it for 10 on eBay, free shipping, now your margins are shrinking, right? So at what point do you say this isn't even worth your time anymore? Is it $1 per item margin? To me, if I had to live off of, $1, $2 per sale profit, that'd be a lot of work.
Survive.
That'd be a lot of work for you.
Yeah, I don't.
Graham says, I think someone should wish Jenna happy birthday every live. Fashion says, I put up day after Thanksgiving and took it down 2 days after Christmas. I mean, yeah, it's just the New Year kind of is part of the holiday season for us, so we keep it up through the end of the year, and then
Keep what? Oh,
the tree. The tree.
Yeah.
And Duncan, I'd love for you to pick some of that up. I know it's
No.
expensive, but
No, that's
maybe that will kind of
wrong.
cure your desire for KFC after
But
the
it
first.
has to be American KFC. And that'll make you
It could
change
be
your
Iranian
mind.
KFC. They say that's the best.
Iranian.
Henri Squaw says, I did make some changes on the main account today. We'll see if it makes any difference whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
So, there's a program you say, make daily progress, make a change to your business every day. That's not realistic.
No.
That's not realistic.
You want to
Maybe
find what works and work with it.
don't be in the business of changing things for the sake of making a change. Okay, I made a change. Let's see if that helps. Find something that maybe is a sticking point in your business. Something that's, this would be nice if, I think Beard posted a thing with his paper tape machine. I didn't watch the video, but I saw that he actually did. Consider investing in one. Okay, if you use a lot of boxes, you're going to save yourself a lot of time by just hitting a button at the desired size of tape. And usually, you have a 12-inch box. You're going to cut a 16 to 18-inch piece of tape, right? And then you just pop it on there and you're done. You don't have to keep it. Add in more tape. But
it also works for when you have a box that's royally messed up and you have to...
Is that what we call it?
Well, it's PG. So when it's
royally
effed up, like the one I was dealing with this morning.
It's an effed shape.
That one was a hot mess.
You're talking about the
shower
shitter wheelchair. We actually had one in stock and sold.
The thing was a nightmare. The box was cut open in so many ways, I can't even tell you. And then someone tried to make use of it again and tried to tape it together, and the tape is just bubbling over, and it's not even catching whatever's coming out. It was a hot mess.
So you have a box that may have a hole in it, right? Your first thought might be, okay, I'll take a piece of cardboard and then I'll tape it so that it's kind of like a patch job.
I've done that.
But paper tape works so much better.
Paper tape works so much better. So what I do is if there is a hole, like on the box that I was working with this morning, one of the pieces was poking out of the side. And so, it had a physical hole in the box. So what I do is I take a wad of bubble wrap, and I stuff it in the hole. And then to keep it flat, I'll take the paper tape, just a small piece, and put it over the top. And then I do put a piece of clear tape over it so that whatever was going to be puncturing that hole, hopefully it's not doing that anymore. But if it does, at least it has a guardrail and it can't go through it.
So thank you for the super chat, Duncan. Happy Blue Beer.
Blue Beer?
This is fun, so Jenna can get that KFC toothpaste. Maybe someone will send her some. Happy birthday every live for Jenna. I do eBay so I don't have to work jobs. KFC perfume?
Oh, no!
You're the one with the KFC fixation, sir. We don't want KFC toothpaste.
Hate KFC.
I don't hate it. I'll eat some KFC.
I do
but
not like it.
I'm not going to wear the shirt.
No.
I'm not going to wear a hat. I'm not going to... Yeah, I'm not going to do all that. But you might. So that's something to consider.
The difference between Australian and American KFC must be drastic if you really like it that much. Because if you ate KFC here in the States like you do in Australia, I would want to probably put you in a mental institution.
Can you see somebody using the KFC toothpaste and saying, "Damn, this is so good, I'm just going to eat it from the tube"? Oh, and then they have no more toothpaste.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, KFC toothpaste, finger looking good.
Oh, God.
Basket says, what's next, KFC cologne or perfume?
No, that's so bad.
I watched the Rose Parade. I was in the Rose Parade in 2009.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's
you know
awesome.
What I would love to do is volunteer to do some of the flowers, adding on the flowers onto onto the floats. That would be so much fun.
Devon says, my girlfriend lives in San Marino, Pasadena, California, would sleep on the street the night before.
Yeah, that's
yes.
what we did.
And I know how I slept. It was not comfortable. But I guess I was so tired, and then like people like kicking you. It's like, damn, I'm not a homeless dude. Calm down. I'm just sleeping on
My dad
the street the night before.
Gone to war if somebody did that to us.
But I mean, there's just a ton of people there. Jane Jungle Safari says, "Hi, FAE
Hello,
fam. Nice
Jane.
to see you." Sales are picking up a little bit. Still not great, just better. Yeah, just be a little patient. Usually the first couple weeks for a lot of sellers is a slow period.
Yeah.
Michelle R says, "Hello and Happy New Year, everyone."
Hello, Michelle.
Nice to see you. Devon says, "My sales on eBay before Christmas were good and before New Year's."
Oh, good.
Yeah, ours were okay. I mean, if you compare them to the summer, they're not good at all. But for what we were, I think we ended at like 20 to 25% up in our Q4 this year than from last year. Let's see. Ended to Flip It says, "I'm sick of dealing with companies from China."
Oh, yeah.
But isn't that like most of the stuff we sell anyway? Devon says, "Great art on that tattoo," to Mike. And then here's the link, though, by the way. It's in the chat. We also, I believe, have it down below in the description of the video. So if you want to go in and join the Discord, I tell you right now, if you are on eBay Island and you don't have that person to call up or to turn to during the middle of the week, that question to ask, there you go. It's a place to go. Discord tag Jenna 400 to reply.
I wish it was that easy.
We charge nothing for that. It's no charge. We just no scammers, no people trying to drop ship.
We have an attack team that will come in and boot you out faster than you can type hello.
I'd like to say that could happen, but that's the guys would probably say no, we're not gonna do that. Graham says, Graham in Vegas says, "John, maybe our Discord app isn't working in the background, or you might have notifications off when your phone is idle." Well, this is for everything. eBay notifications. I get an email, a text message. So I'll get a text message that won't pop up until, okay, I pick up my phone, I'm going to do some photos, and then I fire up. This drives me crazy. So I fire up the app, whatever I'm going to do, and just nonstop notification drop on the top, right? So I'm like, okay, enough already. I need to get to the top somewhere and click, and this stuff won't stop coming up until they're done. And I want the notifications to do that before.
It's super annoying.
It is. So I don't know what the hell's going on with the phone. Basket says, "I'd say by year's end of 2027, if you cross-listing with the same images, AI engines will exclude the listings." So you're saying that by 2027, AI is going to see, well, isn't this the same item on Mercari because it's using the same photo as eBay? Oh, wait, there's another one that has the same photo on Poshmark. So all these three items are the same listing. I don't know. Who would program that? Who would prompt AI to exclude those? Would it be something like Google, like in a Google search? Posh has been slower now, and eBay picks up. We'll find out. That's good. That's why you cross list. You have multiple channels where people will find your item.
Yep.
And then, of course, Duncan had to PP, so he's upset that you mentioned PPP. Profit Playbook Podcast is PPP.
I love your little picture. How cute, Devon.
Susan Phelps says he did also say that after researching from some bad info he got that was not going to add it on top of the holiday shipping. Holiday shipping will end and new rate on 1/18 will be the new rate. So are you saying that on the 18th, okay, the holiday rates, which are in effect right now, get rolled back to pre-holiday rates, and then that's what they do every year, is they add their new rates on top of the old fee. So you're saying that is the case? I watched, and look, Kevin's videos are long-winded. I think he will be the first to admit it. I was in the car. He was talking about it. Then he started talking about something he picked like 6 months ago and sold. And I'm like, okay, I can't continue. I don't watch those kind of videos because they don't really provide me a whole lot of information. So apologies, Kevin, if you're watching. He's probably not. Duncan says, I took several days off packing orders. That's a good thing, right? It's a good problem to have. Keith says, oh dear, Duncan, bet you're running to PP a lot with all the PPP mentions. What do you guys think of the Profit Playbook podcast? So maybe because we don't have a live place to get feedback other than the comments, right? But people are usually commenting on the actual topic at hand. How do you guys feel about the Profit Playbook podcast? What are some things you'd like to see change? And what are some of the things that we do well that you'd like to see us do more of? Craig Winans says, Happy New Year. Nice to see you, Craig.
Happy New Year, Craig.
Vasquez is Lazy Boy Incliner. Milanez, hopefully I got that right. Melinas says, Happy New Year, John and Jenna. It's been slow for me lately. I'm curious, when is your busy months and when is your busiest months? So it starts to pick up for us. We do really well in the spring. And then when it gets into like June, it kicks into another gear. And it's that way until like August. And then things kind of go back down. I'd say even a little slower than they were in the spring. And they kind of maintain that until the end of the year. At least that's kind of the pattern for 2025. So while a lot of people are struggling for sales in the summer, we're doing well. And I'm thinking about all these things that we talk about in the summer. When do people go on vacation? Usually in the summer, right? When the kids are out of school. So they put their stores on vacation mode, and the sellers that are still there, that are listing every day and getting new product up, they tend to benefit from that, right? And so that's confirmed to me when, here we go, in Q4, the last part of the month of November, and we get distractions from Thanksgiving, Cowboy Christmas, people coming in for Christmas, or we're going out for Christmas, and then New Year's, right? We're kind of not either at home all the time, we have people here taking our time, and it's no wonder why we're maybe 20% lower than any other time of the year in Q4, because we are limited to the amount of product that we can put up and the limited the amount of time we can put into our business. I think if you're a business that can year round from January to December put in the same effort without any interruptions, and that's saying no vacation, no people coming over to visit, no visiting people, right? Who wants to live that way? But if you are someone that way, you probably are going to see more of a consistent pattern throughout the year, unless you're selling something that's seasonal. Dark Horse says, I think that can be a good thing, but you're getting into hustle culture now. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. Glenn Cameron says, started the year with a $650 day. That's Canadian, so like $50 US. No, actually, it's more like, that's probably what, like $550 maybe? 500.
I was going to say, I don't think there's that much of a difference between $50.
It's like 80 cents on the dollar or something. It's not all that great, but it's still good. I mean,
that's great, Glenn.
I mean, if we get a $500 day, I got to tell you, I feel like mission accomplished.
Yeah.
We're going to have days that are a lot lower than that. We're going to have $1,000 days. So if you could find a median where you're happy, and, you know, of course, sales mean nothing if, you know, 90% of it's going to fees and cost of goods and all that. So you got to figure out where your margins are. So for someone selling $500 in a day is outstanding. And to others, it's like, yeah, that's barely scraping what I need. I need like 1,000 a day. So for me, it's 500 to 600 a day is kind of what we're shooting for. That's kind of what our average needs to be. Now we've added the second store. That kind of takes the pressure off the main store. So there's been days I've had like $250 days on the main and had a couple $100 day on the secondary. That makes it closer to our actual goal. Mm-hmm. Mom of two minis says, I'm struggling being the lazy guy here. It's frigid, dark, dreary here. Motivation level 0 at the moment. Mm-hmm. I need to kick in the tail. I think seasonal depression is at play here too.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how you guys do it up there in the Eastern corridor. It's I would lose what I have left of my mind.
I
would lose it.
think though, motivation to sell on eBay is mental, right? So we do this to make money. So if you make more money on eBay, maybe if you were to increase your revenue by 50%, which seems like a lot, but if you didn't do that well last year, if you kick it into gear and really like double the output that you're doing now because you're motivated, what what kind of impact does having 50% more money cash on hand have to your life? And how does that sound? I mean, is that something like wow, I can go and do this, I can maybe go out once in a while, enjoy myself, do the things, versus I can't afford to do that. And it might be one of those things where that's the motivation you need, just maybe knowing that, yeah, I'm going to make more money. That doesn't mean I'm going to go blow it, but it means that I can treat myself to something every so often if I hit my goals. And maybe we all have a why that we do this. So we do this, most of us do this to help pay the bills, or for like Todd, it's to take vacations, right?
Cruises.
But if our why is just kind of like, it doesn't reward us at all. So like Todd, he's very motivated because he knows he's going to go on a cruise somewhere. But if your bills are just getting paid and you're not getting anything out of it, it can be kind of like blah, right? And you're not motivated. So find a goal, create a goal for yourself. Okay, we normally make this, and if I can make this on a particular week, then I'm going to treat myself to something that's motivational. That makes sense. I think you got to take care of yourself, and if you're just doing all this to pay the bills and you're not getting anything out of it, I mean, the argument can be made, hey, your bills you're paid, you have the lights on. There's people right now that don't have that or struggling for that. That should be good enough. But I think sometimes we need a little reward, and you need to bake that into your process.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah, whether it's a movie night or just I hit my goal today on sales, I'm going to treat myself to a coffee, right? I don't drink coffee, so that's not a reward for me. Dark Horse says, that's not healthy, John.
Steak.
Maybe for a period of time, but that catches up to you.
What is not?
I think he's saying like the working all day kind of thing.
Some people are just built for it.
But let me just push back on that. If that's what you're talking about, like if it's not healthy to work from the time I get up to the time I go to bed, well, I enjoyed that. I look at my sales, the whole process, as like someone would look at a video game, like a simulator, where I'm trying to see how much money can I make by simply going out and buying things that people don't want. I call them regrets. Most of the items that we buy are people's regrets. How much money can I make buying things like that and repurposing them to someone who wants these things, and all the while I'm making money. So it's a game that I've created for myself. And because of that, I don't look at the clock anymore. I don't go, man, I only done 2 and it's already lunch. It's like, man, this sucks. No, I have a goal. I have to get these done, and then I'm going to go and do this. So I have it all planned out in my mind, and it's actually enjoyable. You can make this business enjoyable. I think a lot of it has to do with what you're selling, but I've allowed myself to kind of get out of what I'm selling business. I've conditioned myself to enjoy it regardless of what the item is. Duncan says, I suppose I better pack one after a visit to WC. Too much PPP talk. What's WC? I don't know.
Water closet?
I don't know.
Is that what you guys call it in Australia?
Is that the loo? He's talking about the loo.
Loo.
Joe, I'm Wally, says, Happy New Year. Let's make 2026 great and a profitable one. So far, putting in long days of listing on eBay has to be done to keep the momentum of past year sales up and going. So it's list. I get it. I understand. That was our gig. Another motivating factor is what happens when you are currently paying the bills. And trust me, this crosses my mind all the time, even though we've created a little buffer in the bank so that we can have a couple horrendous months and still be okay. But what happens when you can't pay the bills? Then what? So that should scare the crap out of most people. And that should provide the push that you need to get the stuff up and listed. So there's many different reasons. You got to figure out what your why is, and you might need to add more motivation to that. Dark Horse says, it's fine for a period of time. I've done 16-hour days, and I'm not a spring chicken now, so I can't anymore. Well, I'm not a spring chicken either. I think you figured that out. But I could do it, and I could do it for, even right now, I could probably do it for 3-4 days in a row. And then after the 4th day, I'm kind of saying, okay, it's time to go and treat myself to some golf or something, which I need to do, by the way.
Oh, you have the golf.
Yeah, it's not the same. I'm going to swing my clubs in the house like you want me to, but it's not the same. Keith says, yes, John, you need to, I haven't even tried it out yet, so let me try it out. John, yes, you need to do a Dolly Parton working 9 to 5.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. He doesn't work that way.
I can work that way.
No, you're not a... You're a...
But look...
Feet to the floor, workaholic.
Okay, so how many people, when you go out and do something fun, think about your business? Honest question. I do it all the time. My mind thinks about eBay all the time. Now, it's not taking me away from like...
you're just bred differently.
So I'll be bowling. I'm trying to do well at bowling, but I'm thinking about the business. Playing golf, thinking about the business. I'm traveling somewhere. I'm constantly thinking about the business. How do you get yourself wired that way? Because I think that will make it, because you're thinking of it as a job more than, and I'm not saying just Keith or Dark Horse. If you think of it as something you enjoy doing and it's just a fun goal that you've created for your life to sell X amount of items, then it's never going to feel like a burden. Eric Bressy says, hey, Eric here with the AI seller. Yes, nice to see you. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's
to you. Basket says, simple equation, is the business making a living, or is the living making the business? If it's the latter, time will make one regret it. Yeah, you got to think, if you're spending so much time working the business, what are you, there's not much, you're not really living life. Now, if you're kind of using my example, like, it's fun, you enjoy doing it. I don't want to call it a hobby, but I've created it. I've created it in my mind that it's kind of like that. You can maybe explain it away that way, but for me, it is, I'm still going to play golf. I'm still going to bowl. I'm still going to watch the football games when they come on. Sorry. Still going to watch my Angel games when they come on. This life that we've created for ourselves allows us to do this whenever we want to, and it allows us to take breaks to enjoy the things that we enjoy. So, that's key. That's important to me. I don't know if you told me that, this job, you have to do this 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. You cannot stop to enjoy the things you want to enjoy. It would kind of kill the fun for me, if I'm being honest. Duncan says, flipping easy ain't membership. This is Duncan. He's trying to sell this, by the way. He's offering it for $6.99 USD funds to Jenna. She hasn't received a dime yet.
I haven't gotten anything.
Melanie says, tax time is almost here. Do you do your own taxes? I know you're not a CPA or a tax personnel, but will you be going over the items that's deductible? Maybe give us tips on taxes and stuffs.
That's a touchy subject.
It is a touchy subject because, and I don't know where this came from. Like, okay, I'm going to talk to you about taxes, but I have to tell you, I'm not a CPA and you need to be having someone looking at your taxes. I'm just doing this for entertainment only. Why that disclaimer has to be said, it must be that someone in the past may have gotten sued by saying, hey, I deducted this. And someone's like, oh, I could deduct that too. And then they got audited. I don't know. But I do my own taxes. I've done my own taxes for years. There's a lot involved in it. And the hardest part of doing my taxes or doing your taxes is gathering the data. And for the most part, you're going to have to gather that data and give it to your tax person anyway. So that, I think, is something we're all going to have to do. But I think the one tip that I would say is, if you're treating this like a business, have the tools in place to keep track of that stuff. So we have I use Everlance to keep track of my mileage. You put in so many miles, I think you get so many cents, like 63 cents per mile that you've dedicated to the business. You could be driving around all day tomorrow on Saturday at yard sales, and if you're not keeping track of the miles, you're losing money. These are things that you can actually, they're not write-offs in the sense of off your personal taxes, because we're sole proprietor, but there's a business side that's like our W-2 side. So you have when you're trying to determine what the actual reportable earned income is, you can deduct stuff within that will then help determine what you owe the government in your final tax bill. And there's a lot of things that people leave on the table. There's people like, I don't want to spend $500 on a paper tape machine, and they pass up doing it when they didn't realize that they could have, write it off in that calculation towards their tax bill. And they just pay the extra amount of money to taxes, and they could have paid less in taxes and had something tangible that they can put towards their business. But it's a lot of trial and error. So I've been doing this all my life. I've never had anyone do my taxes for me. And when I took on doing the taxes for the business, the first year was a pain in the butt, because you have to deal with that Schedule C. And we use TurboTax. You can use any tax program. But the tax programs nowadays are making it a lot easier for you to get through that process. But you still have to have the data. So you have to be able to collect, go through all your credit.
What's the other one that we use? The data?
Well, I use my Reseller Genie, but they don't keep track of. They keep track of your stats on each of the sites that you're reselling. But as far as they had what was it? GoDaddy bookkeeping. We were using that for a while, where all your credit cards, it would have all your data, all your transaction history for each of your credit cards, going through your transaction history for each of your bank accounts that you might use for the business, going through any purchases, different places you'd buy stuff from, and keeping track. Like we buy a lot of supplies through Amazon. So there's a lot of things that, you have to keep track of, your cost of goods and all that. And getting the data together is probably the hardest thing about it. So find a way to collect your data and consistently throughout the year if you can, or have a way of going back in and finding that information. Gail says, Happy New Year. Hope all is well in the FA family. How are you doing today? Basket says, we don't redecorate our tree. It's up year round. Every day can be Christ's Mass.
Yes, I agree. True, but I would want to decorate it because I get bored.
But I don't remember there being any mention of a Christmas tree in the Bible. Just saying. Graham in Vegas says, I live...
saying that it's Christ's
Oh, I understand.
Mass.
I understand. But Graham in Vegas says, I live near Mountain's Edge. So my rounds start at Dean Martin and go to Henderson, then north, Las Vegas, and back. Mm-hmm. We are very, very well aware of that.
Ours is just the opposite. I actually, when I go all the way to Dean Martin and then go around.
It's fun. Susan Phelps says, I have an Apple iPhone 16. You could have accidentally turned your ringer off. No, I have that. I have it. I have the ringer off for the show. But it's not that. It's I've turned everything up. I've turned off focus. I've turned off all the things that would cause it to happen. It's behaving in a way I've never seen an iPhone behave. I'd literally pick up my phone to use it, and then once I log in or put my code in, here comes all these notifications dropping in instead of dropping in, letting me know.
From the very get-go, his phone has had issues. There was a moment in time where he was not getting any of my messages because for some reason I was on mute. And I fixed that. Now he gets my messages.
Jovial says, maybe TMI, but on those cold and dreary days, I used to put a blanket, throw it in the dryer for a couple minutes. It always feels like a nice big warm hug. Always made me feel better.
Yeah.
There you go. You could try that once in a while when you're
I
like,
have
I'm
a
cold.
I have a heated blanket
Uh,
on the couch
and to
because
flip
I'm
it,
always cold.
says I'm not a metal gal either.
Yeah.
It would be so bad if it was much shorter. So
Yeah.
we're gonna figure something out on the
I
outro.
agree.
Not today. Just it's gonna be an old outro, but it'll be an outro nonetheless. Joe says, got my new Social Security check today after the
Cost of living.
cost of living raise and the increase on the Medicare premium. I'm getting $25.70 more a month. That's it, huh?
Oh, more a month. Wow. That's sad. I'm so sorry.
Biscuit says, or Archie says, I'm behind, but yes, John is my boss and Jenna is the HR. I go to her when John bullies me.
That is a fact. That is so true.
That's funny. Basket says, I'm getting like $13.70 whereabouts.
Wow.
Oh.
I don't know how anybody lives off of that.
I cannot. Well, you know what? Our railroad retirement, I think, this is the last time I checked, which is years ago, was going to be somewhere around $3,000 something a month. And then yours kicks in like 5 years later, which is not anything near, because it's based on your best 5 years working the railroad. Brenda Smith says, I'm having the same conversation about the tree with my husband. Let's just say the recliner chasing him has caught him. Yes, guys. New quarter. It's the new fiscal year, new quarter. Well, not new fiscal year, but new quarter. Q1. Get your supplies. Use your coupon with your eBay store. I got some more 864 boxes.
I need the other ones.
I got some 888s. I didn't get the little small ones. I can go to Supply Hut.
Well, I'm gonna.
And I'll throw a code out there for you. Use code bearded on Supply Hut to get 5% off.
I do need the small ones.
Okay, so I have to go and use that code. Let's see.
Foxes grow off trees.
Hit the like
indirectly.
Button. They grow off trees indirectly. I mean, if it's not costing us money, we think it's free, right? But the USPS is putting out millions of dollars to produce these boxes, so they got to find a way to get their money back. Let's see. Basket says, if it becomes a problem, eBay will adjust the flush-o-meter on the toilet. Let's see. Maypole says, Happy New Year, all from around the old Maypole.
Well, Happy New Year.
Well, Happy New Year. We got, I believe that's Corey on this one, right? Super simple fix. Take packages to the counter and don't leave without a receipt. Been doing it for years.
Oh no, if you went to ours, you would not be doing that.
See, my problem is when I go to the post office, when my carrier doesn't make it and it's like 4:30 and it's time to go, I usually have a bag and a couple big boxes. So it's like, okay, so I could take the bag in and stand in line. But what about the 3 boxes that are still in the car? Because no one's going to watch the packages that I have. You know, they're going to be like, no, you can't just put it in line. Can't put a bag of boxes in line for you until you go get your other ones. So I don't know.
Plus,
maybe you can ask the guy at the counter.
Our line is always out the door. It's insane. It's crazy. And there are postal offices all over this town, but for some reason, that one is so busy all day long, every day. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Casey New York says, from what I understand, it's going to affect postmarks, not scans. And that's what he kept saying, postmarks, right? Like if you, let's say, have a bill that you have to pay and it has to be postmarked by a certain date, well, and you turn it in like on that, the date it needs to be postmarked, well, there's a chance it isn't going to be postmarked till the next day. But, you know, he kind of didn't have the information all together. I'm going to try to find the policy if I can, because he said he overheard some people talking about it. Dark Horse says, there are people that don't want to work, and then there are people that see the matrix for what it is. Yep, there's people that I don't care what kind of incentives you give them, they're not going to give any more than just the bare minimum. Yeah. Let's see. This is a different policy, not the Ground Advantage boxes for Posh. Okay. And Dark Horse says 9 to 5 isn't doing it anymore. You know,
for many.
For many anymore, right?
It's true.
Basket says, who wants to work? Rather be on the Caribbean beach with Mai Tai in hand and umbrella stuffed up in my arse. But see, the thing is, I think you have to accept the reality. This reselling gig isn't going to make anyone rich. Is it going to pay your bills? If you do it right, it can. And you might have a little bit left over. Now, the thing you have to ask yourself, is that little bit left over enough to satisfy what I'd like to have from my efforts? And for some, it's just not enough. Dark Horse says, if you're self-employed, you definitely are not allergic to work. Some people. Most
people.
Dre says, on occasion I do custom shirts, but they're hand drawn by my wife, so I can't mass produce them.
That's cool.
Jovio says, if I ever decide to renovate the house, I will make sure to have a retractable tree closet.
Yes.
Push a button, the closet door opens, tree slides out on tracks. One and done with decorating the tree.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I want that. That's what I want. Yes.
You know, putting up the tree is just it's part of the journey in creating that cool thing for Christmas. Okay, I'll make you a deal. Next year, I'll put up the tree. While I'm putting up the tree, you're going to be listing.
No.
Someone's got to do the listing. Mm-mm. You can't have both. Devon says, please smash the like to make that eBay sale.
Yes.
Basket says, in order to meet that goal, we are looking at 5 to 9% increase annually, year-over-year minimum. So how do you get there? Is it volume? Are you adding to the number of items that you normally would put up on a daily basis? Because that's our plan, is volume. I have the space, so I can't say I'm out of room. I can't add more volume. I have space that's not being utilized, so that's not an issue anymore. For me, it's more the problem I think that I'm going to run into. I can foresee this is sourcing. Am I going to be able to source enough items? Now, will I need to start adding other avenues in that I've kind of neglected? So does that mean full pallets? Does that mean yard sales sometimes? Because we kind of weren't doing those since May. So we'll see how that works. MS Unite says, odd thing is even with the increase, they lost more money this year than the priors on USPS.
Talk about poor money management.
Dark Horse is going to swap out Ground Advantage for UPS Ground. For me, it's a no-brainer. Yeah. I think Ground Advantage, especially the fact that they've added the free boxes, it's a no-brainer. Yeah. Because if you're spending 50 cents on a box, if you're spending 20 cents on a bubble mailer or a poly mailer, that kind of covers I'm not trying to give them a reason for increasing their rates, but I can live with it. Paul says, Happy New Year, John, Jenna, and FAE. How are you doing, Paul? You wouldn't make it here, Jenna, thick with ice out and snow.
You're right. I would not survive. I would be the hermit of all hermits because I would never, ever leave the house.
Shopping with Cheryl says, I love coleslaw, but must have walnuts and dried cranberries added. No. More for you. That's not interesting to me.
That just like John's taste buds.
Basket says, FedEx used to do most of the air. Some of that has changed. We got Tess Cooks for you. Nice to see you, Tess. Good evening, everyone. Paul says, apparently the KFC in Thailand is still good. Long way to go, though. Doubt Uber delivers.
No.
No, I saw a show where the guy went to the Iranian KFC. There is one, by the way. It's in Tehran. And he ordered the chicken sandwich. And he's like, this is the prettiest chicken sandwich I've ever seen.
Pretty?
And it was pretty. It had all these, like, fresh veggies on there. And he ate it. And he was like, this is the best chicken sandwich I've ever had in my life. And that's in Tehran, by the way. Wild. It's the knockoff KFC. Todd says, amazing how the bright Texas sun can bleach out the colors of the Christmas lights in the summer.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm so glad we don't have that problem.
We got Cheryl says, I use a lot of air cushions, so I bought a machine to make them. Saves money and space. Yes, that's another thing we use a lot. We like that quilted, not the big puffy ones, but the quilted pads that are bigger than your big bubble wraps.
Yeah.
But that works good.
I had to use some more of those for the shower shitter.
Word up, Prussia says, I'm ready to list everything in the house and go minimalist.
Yes, man. I've done that.
Excuse me.
I have gone through those phases.
Basket says, I don't think eBay has the money to do things like Temu, centralizing drop points for validated vendors. No, I don't think so. Craig says, the KFCs by me are great, just cost too much to eat often.
Wait, go back up.
What did I miss?
Tyler's Trading just said Jenna looks like she's getting younger. Yes, I'll take it.
Why did you say that? So now it's just going to mean that she's going to buy more of that crap.
What crap?
All the crap that you buy. Oh, this is a facial thing, and this is the thing that I do this, and it's like, quit buying this crap.
I don't have anything else to buy.
I'm going to remember that. I'm going to remember that.
I just buy anything I want because honestly, this man will tell me I don't need anything.
You don't need like a lot of the stuff that you don't need.
I have a lot of things I need.
Casey New York says, get your packages scanned at the counter and you won't ever have a problem. If you have a carrier that scans on pickup, that's great too. But the problem arises when sub picks up and doesn't scan.
Yeah, that is a big problem. Thankfully, we have one backup that's really, really good. But then there's others that...
So I ordered, I don't know if I got it today, but I bought the permanent, 300 feet of the permanent lights through liquidation for like $9.
I'm so excited.
So I want to get those up, but she's like, "Oh, you can put them up, and we can have the lights on for
So
my birthday."
January is going to be pink because it's Jenna's birthday.
No, I'm going to put them up.
February is
in November.
red and pink because it's Valentine's Day, and you get the picture, right? That's what I want.
Basket says, have to understand we are less than pipsqueak money in the scheme of AI shopping.
True.
Yeah. And just as Josh said, the reseller or online flea market type seller is at the absolute bottom of the global commerce stack.
True.
But hey, this flea market seller is making it work.
Flea markets. Who's a flea market seller?
I kind of am. I mean, we have a little bit of everything.
You are not a flea market seller.
Derek W. Pat says, years ago, I decorated my house in all red lights. It's the only color I had at the time. Little did I know, when I came home late from work, my home looked like a prostitution house all lit up in red. Okay. Duncan says, had lots of $600 to $700 sales lately.
That's
sales
good.
days. That's good. It's good to see that.
Good job.
You can do it!
How about behind the bubble wrap? Howdy,
Behind
folks.
the bubble wrap?
What's behind the bubble wrap?
What's behind the bubble wrap?
I don't know. Looks like Roman.
That's not Roman.
No. But nice to see you nonetheless.
Yeah.
Andy Reno says, I love PPP. 4 pros in one location.
Yeah.
We have a good conversation. This last one is, we kind of dove pretty deep into some things, and that is getting your 2026 kick-started. What are some things that you're doing? It's going to be the theme on most channels this week, but tune in because we had a really good conversation nonetheless. Todd says, summer sales are always good for me because I pick up good stuff at spring yard sales. Mm-hmm. Lori Bashara says, I really like PPP. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Lori.
Susan Phelps says, scans have happened in both USPS and FedEx. Dropped 2 packages off at FedEx. One got scanned, the other did not.
Yeah, it's wild how that happens.
Yeah.
$500.
Paul says, have to put my phone on charge, so I'll bid you adieu. Be good, and if you can't be good, be safe. Nice to see you, Paul.
Be safe. I can't
get some sleep. It's late
else.
there. Todd says $500 New Year's Day sales. Bam. How's that for an old geezer, part-time non-promoter?
You need a shirt.
Look, I'm going to say it. I'm going to keep saying it. Todd, if you're happy with what you're doing with your sales, don't promote. In fact, put a little thing in your listing that says, please don't buy from me because I don't promote, even though you're probably going to get sales.
Sure.
I know. What I'm saying is,
guys always.
What I'm saying is, if you're happy with what you're getting, then continue to do what you're doing. Never mind that there could be more there, but keep doing what you're doing.
He makes enough for his.
That's all that counts.
Cruises.
It doesn't matter what I say. Doesn't matter what Beard will say in 30 minutes from now. It's only what you feel about your business. If you are happy with where you're at.
He says, John, shut the hell up.
That's what you said. Sweet Thing says, don't leave without getting a receipt. That's your proof that you dropped them off.
That's true. That's true.
In it to flip it says Sweet Thing, Two Sweet Things says, has eBay said they will start accepting these receipts as proof? And I heard that before. So if you're using the kiosk, that receipt that you get from the kiosk is not proof. It's not a proof of custody change, because you can scan something in the kiosk and take it home with you. If you don't put it in the box, it's not being the change of custody.
What kiosk are you talking about?
You know the machine that you can actually buy. You could buy a label, stamps. There's a machine there that's on the other side of the drop box.
Okay, I get it.
So you can go
Ours
in.
are already prepaid.
I know, but you can take that
I've
prepaid
never
package.
used that.
You can take that prepaid package, scan it, and then it'll say, okay, put it in the Dropbox, and then go do the next one, and it'll kick you out a receipt of all the ones you scanned.
Oh.
The problem is you have not given that package to a USPS person, and that's why it's not considered a valid scan. So it's not a change of custody, and I don't know why they even offer that service in the kiosk, but you definitely want a USPS employee scanning it so that you can get the valid receipt.
Yeah.
Duncan has a KFC burger as his reward.
Oh no.
Oh man, I thought I
got bigger dreams and goals than KFC.
Dark Horse says, maybe just get a small handful of items will sell listed tonight. I don't know if he's talking to someone there. Lisa Dury says, has anyone had issues with eBay searching solds on eBay? My voice and text keep stuttering. No, I haven't.
Lisa.
But yeah, this is at 4:30 p.m. This is where we kind of start skipping through. We got a lot of comments here, but I can't read them all and make 5 o'clock. Behind the Bubble Wrap says, I'm not allowed to talk about eBay to my wife. She's tired of hearing about it.
Well, you're welcome here. I mean, I get sick of hearing it too. But
jump on the Discord and chat with some folks that do want to talk about it.
That's why we're here.
Duncan says, John playing a poker game. His mind is on eBay with crickets and toasted cicadas. Dark Horse says, I'm finishing some IT services work now. I'm considering taking some photos tonight. Why not? Jane says, 1278 says, hi guys, I just got my third negative feedback today. Buyer messaged me on Monday saying that a dust bag was 10 by 10, but it measured 10 by 5 by 16 as advertised. Really rude buyer. How should I respond? You know what? Confirm if that's true or not. I mean, if it's not true, then you can go on and ask for a removal through eBay.
So it was bigger than what they anticipated, and so they could still get their item inside that dust bag. And so there was really no reason for them.
They're saying it was smaller than what was advertised.
Dust bag was 10 by 10 when it measured 10 and a half.
As advertised.
By 16. I read it wrong. Sorry.
Yes. You're getting a little indignant at me there for a second.
No. I was thinking that if the bag came in bigger than...
It doesn't matter. If it didn't meet what the buyer expected, then... to me, I don't get so caught up on negative feedback because at the end of the day, it doesn't really affect you that much. I mean, if you're getting a lot of them at one time, it will affect you a little bit.
It is bigger. 10 and a half by 16.
They said they got a 10
Monday,
by 10.
Saying that a dust bag was
10 by 10 instead of 10 and a half by 16. How is 10 by 10 bigger than 10 and a half by 16?
No, never mind. I'm so lost.
Okay.
I keep reading it.
But don't worry. Look, communicate with the buyer and ask them, why they left the negative. Say, look, I'm willing to make this right by, if it doesn't cost you a lot, exchanging it, like send it back. I'll send you another one. Or I can give you your money back if that's the case, but, or just refund them when the item comes back. This is the negative feedback. Shipping was fast. However, the dimensions that were given on the description was very misleading. Contact the seller, but the issue is not resolved. Yeah.
I mean, you can put a reply on that. Just be tasteful and stay business focused.
But I guess just what were they expecting?
Yeah.
You know, maybe have that conversation and like, you know, make it a good conversation at the end of it. Said, look, this is my livelihood. You know, we do rely on good feedback. What would you need? You know, what would you need? Can I take a return from you for you to remove that feedback or whatever?
Yeah.
Shopping with Cheryl says, I live with 2 dogs, 25 chickens. So winter, I
25
say inside of
chickens.
work. Come summer, I'll be outside in the yard and go to car shows.
Yeah.
And if you weren't able to do that, you wouldn't be so motivated. I'm sure.
Chickens. That's a lot of chickens. Do you have any of those chickens that have the crazy hair on or feathers on their head? That I want to see your chickens now.
I'm all okay. This is Jovial says,
John
I think
meant to
John meant to
say
say he thinks of Jen all the time first, business
No, he
second.
doesn't.
I think of Jen all the time.
No.
But you don't always think of the same thing. So sometimes you're like, oh, you know what? How do my sales look? You know, so you're looking at your sales. It's constantly on my mind. Keith says, I can't talk. I'm always working or always busy as I don't sleep, as you guys well know, and no reasons why. But John, I get it. You in a work mode from time you get up until the time you go to bed. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then Michael Phillip says,
You can do it.
You can do it!
Glenn says, I work 7 days a week, 10 to 12 hours a day. It's my motivation to pay the bills with the hope of growing as well. Selling full time for 2+ years, and it's working.
That's awesome, Glenn.
Because the alternative is to do what we were all conditioned to do in school, and that is to work for someone else. Work for someone who doesn't care about you. Work for someone who, if you passed away, probably wouldn't show up to your funeral, if we're just being real about it.
Yep.
Keith says, don't go letting me down now, Duncan. You got to keep that crown for the year and pass it on next year.
Oh, because Duncan has the crown.
Nose Addicts with this eBay corporate, all excited that their Q1 changes made for a double-digit sales increase.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well, at some point they're gonna run out of tricks up their sleeve.
Yeah.
Sweet Thing says, it's my birthday today.
Happy
and I felt like checking in with y'all today. So happy birthday,
my fellow Capricorn. Wait, are you a Capricorn? Because you could be a Sagittarius.
No, Sagittarius is until the 20th of December.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm a Sagittarius, ma'am.
I know, but
it only goes for a month. There's 12 signs. There's 12 months.
Oh my god!
But who cares about signs?
I know. I don't care about them really.
Susan Phelps says, I quit doing free returns to many did not find INAD. Also switched to buyer paid. Yeah, it's sometimes you got to get in there and make the changes that's going to work for your business. 4097568. I sent an item. You might want to change that. I sent an item. USPS. It never scanned, delivered, yet a buyer never said anything. Do I leave it alone? Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Because see, on your late formula, it doesn't matter if the buyer says anything or leaves a feedback. It's based on the scan for acceptance and the delivery scan. If the acceptance scan is late and the item arrives late, then it's going to be a ding on your account, even if the customer is happy with it. Jane says, do you respond to negative feedback, particularly if it's glass, or do you try to get it removed by eBay customer service? Any tips appreciated, as it really bothers me. Or false, but it could be glass. But if it's false, yeah, it bothers you initially. Even me, it bothers me. And I'll go in and I'll use the tool to try to get it removed. And then they come back and say, it's been denied. I'll take a few seconds to respond to that and say, well, this is why it deserves to be removed based on policy. I try to point to policy. But after that, I leave it alone. I don't mess with it anymore. I just put a professional reply on there and, do the best you can. What does it say? Capricorn?
Capricorn's December 22nd to January 19th.
Dark Horses, thanks for streaming tonight, reselling Mom and Dad.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Thanks for hanging out with us. Jovius, tax deductions can be tricky at times. Last time I checked, a vehicle can be deducted so long as the vehicle weighs more than 6,000 pounds, no less. Time to buy a nice work truck to haul all your goods. Mm-hmm. We have our Telluride.
We have ours.
Swamp Picker says, had to wait today. One clerk wants my receipt.
Had to wait today. One clerk want my yeah, you want your receipt.
Yeah, you do want your receipt. Shopping with Cheryl says, I just started unloading a 16-foot encased trailer filled with inventory.
Oh.
Don't have a source for the rest of my life. Yeah, but that's good.
Wow.
You're covered. Sweet
Wow.
Thanks is more volume, of course, but also more variety. Don't get stuck with just one type of item. Variety truly is the spice of life when it comes to eBay.
Yeah.
We get our fill of variety, I tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some strange stuff. It's like, I mean, I can't even give you an example off the top of my head, but it's like,
Well,
wow.
we got a hand warmer the other day.
Well, that came for free. That was in a different liquidation item.
That was weird. He put it on my desk.
I'm like, your
and
hands
I'm
are always cold.
What is this? And he's like, it's a hand warmer. I'm like, oh.
Dark Horse says, I pay a local business here to package it for me. I just send them the label and drop the item off. Makes my life way easier. Albeit I'm getting a Jaden label printer soon. Lisa Ray says, just stopping by to see if Jenna looks old yet. And nope, she looks younger.
What? Thank you.
So that's the real reason why she shows up for this show. Not because she wants to talk reselling, but she wants to hear someone say how good her hair looks or how young she looks.
No, I don't get compliments very often,
Bull.
so it's
That's bull, because I do. And I'm going to have to then, if that's not the case, then I'm going to have to...
your game.
Better
up your game.
There's Todd.
There,
John,
buddy.
shut the hell up, LOL. Nice to talk to you too, sir. Let's see. Lisa Ray says, I've had to cancel 2 orders because the buyer chose eBay standard envelope. I don't understand why eBay is allowing this shipping option to be available in the sunglasses category.
Wow.
Now, if the buyer chooses it, let's say you're not charging for shipping, you can still ship it however you want to ship it. The buyer doesn't dictate how you ship it. As a seller, you dictate how it's going to be shipped. So you're offering, let's say the buyer pays for shipping, you set how it's going to be shipped. If you offer free shipping, eBay allows the buyer to select shipping. I've seen that before. It's happened to us, but it still goes out the way we ship it. So don't allow that to influence you to cancel the sale.
Yeah, I mean, not always, but a lot of times it'll say buyer selected. I don't give 2 rats what you picked. I go by whatever is going to be the cheapest. And I make sure the dates align and everything according to what they chose.
Well, Josh Galt is in Florida. How did you sneak down there?
How did you know he was going there?
I didn't know. He may have said it, but I didn't hear him. But, well, enjoy Florida. Todd says, Josh, why aren't you on a beach looking at cute women?
No, he's not. He's married.
I'm an early to bed kind of guy, Todd.
No, you're not. Liar.
Let's see. MS Unite says, early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, wise, and dating older women. Todd says, disappointed in your game, Josh. Beautiful women are looking for a real man right now.
He's married.
And he's Canadian.
For God's sakes.
He's Canadian.
A little respect for the wife.
He's Canadian.
What does that mean?
Just means what it means. He's Canadian.
Yes, Josh is married.
I've met his wife before.
He is very much married.
Well, with that...
You may not think he is because of lack of conversation, but he is married.
Yes. So, guys, here's the deal. I know that even though Beard didn't come hang with us, I might go and try to hang with him tonight. But maybe it just depends on what I can get done. But he's coming on in 15 minutes. So go check out the Bearded Picker channel. And I want you guys to...
Wait. Thank you, Duncan.
Yes. Thank you, Duncan.
You're now in the will.
Thank you, Duncan. And thank you to the Dark Knight or Dark Horse.
The one Dark
He is the Dark
Horse.
Knight. He left us
Yes,
a super chat.
Josh
Both
is
of you guys left us a
married.
super chat. So thank you for that. We certainly always appreciate it. It's not. What, are you done? With
I'm having a conversation.
Then get in the chat.
No.
I'm trying to end this show.
Can't make this
I'm trying to end the
He's
show.
very much married.
Are you in the chat yet? Get on your phone.
Okay, I love you guys. I hope you guys
Look, I'm going to close the show with
great
this.
rest of the week.
Couple things. Get motivated. How do you get motivated? Because the question came up about it, guys. It's a new year. It's a new start. Maybe you had a crappy 2025. Fix whatever your problem is. Anything from sourcing to shipping, whatever it is, customer service, fix it and make 2026 the best year that you can. But figuring all that out is yet another example of flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have an excellent rest of your day and weekend.
Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy time with family and friends. We love you.
And we'll talk
God
to you
bless.
soon. Take care.
Chargebacks, returns, and lowball offers too. Vero takedowns, they're a pain. What can we do? High selling fees, bad buys, and rude buyers galore. Flipping ain't easy, but we keep coming back for more. All resellers are gonna make mistakes.
You can do
Learn
it!
from them and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. With flipping ain't easy, by your side. Sourcing great items is the key to success. Subscribe to the channel and stand above the rest. Focus on the things that are within your control. Hang with flipping ain't easy. Let's roll. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast Profit Playbooks. The name with Scott and Josh. Flipping's more than a game. All resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. With flipping ain't easy, by your side. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast Profit Playbooks. The name with Scott and Josh. Flipping's more than a game. All resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. Flipping ain't easy, by your side. Sourcing great items is the key to success. Subscribe to the channel and stand above the rest. Focus on the things that are within your control. Hang with flipping ain't easy. Let's roll. Let's roll. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast Profit Playbooks. The name with Scott and Josh. Flipping's more than a game. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast Profit Playbooks. The name with Scott and Josh. Flipping's more than a game. All resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide.
Very nice.
The flipping ain't easy, by your side.
You can do it!